What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneau Show. As you know, I am BrandonJaneau, and like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneau Show, social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, BrandonJaneau Show. And of course, like always, YouTube channel, BrandonJaneau Show. Hope you guys enjoy this, man. Tonight, it is point of view or random shit. I can't wait to get into this goddamn conversation. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So usually I have a hard time trying to debate what I want to start off with, but this is pretty fucking obvious and very goddamn simple. So Cat Williams, Cat Williams fallout is still happening from his explosive interview on Club Shay Shay. Shout out to Shannon Sharp for having Cat Williams on there. A lot of things have been said recently about this situation, what has happened since then. One thing in particular is a lot of people have been defending various things, which is crazy to say. I haven't seen one person yet defend um, defend Steve Harvey or Tiffany Haddish, which is kind of funny to say. And I know it's kind of crazy to say that nobody's defending them. I ain't seen one person. Everybody's been more so defending Cedric the Entertainer and Kevin Hart. Now I did my first ever what if episode, my point of view of random shit, my point of view of random shit, uh what if, but yeah, so when I did that, you know, thought about it for a second, and it's one of my favorite episodes I've done because I was just talking, just having a good conversation, just talking, going crazy on there. But more importantly, man, this fallout is kind of funny to me, right? And I've been laughing at this shit for a while, man. I had a lot of people commenting. So shout out to everybody that's subscribed to my YouTube channel and commented on the clip I had that I posted yesterday from the episode that came out yesterday. Well, yeah, yesterday. Um, but let's get into it, man. The fallout, like I said, for Cat Williams is crazy. The fallout has been absolutely nuts from this interview, and I wanna talk about this. So the Cedric, like I said, Cedric the Entertainer. A lot of people have been kind of going, defending Cedric the most. Cedric was on at the Golden Globes, getting interviewed by Entertainment Tonight about this situation, and he says it's unfortunate, and he's trying to move past it. He's not really trying to talk about it anymore, and all these things, but I feel like this, man. If you apologized already to this man, and you just recently apologized also to this man, I feel like that is just what you should just take it as, an apology. But you sitting there saying, oh, I'm moving past this and everything. Just let it be that, man. You're over. It's done. Let it be that. Finish it. It's not an important thing anymore for you. You shouldn't even have, you apologize. You apologize after the shit. Um, Once the interview came out, you apologize for taking a man joke. But when you do interviews like this, or even trying to not, and I wish more media people would stop trying to create more bullshit and drama because it doesn't make any sense to do so. Um, but yeah, Cedric getting asked on the red carpet of an award show, it was kind of stupid. I understand the logic of that, but anyway. But like I've said, I said the same thing about Kevin Hart. Eventually Kevin Hart is going to have to answer these things, which brings me to Kevin Hart. A lot of people have been defending also Kevin Hart. And my thing with here's my thing, man. the fallout of this situation. Now, Kevin Hart tried to make a joke on his because he does a special episodes on ESPN2 when basketball with the Plastic Cup Boys, his people, and he tried to make a joke about the situation. You know, Kendrick Perkins asked him about Cat Williams. He said something like, "Do you watch the circus, or are you entertained by the circus, or do you watch it?" Some shit like that. And then he did another joke. His people were trying to shoot shots at Cat Williams doing the broadcast another game, Philly and New York, and he said one joke that I heard. It was just like, "Oh, Cat Williams. Fun fact: Cat Williams bought the New York Knicks. He bought the New York Knicks and some shit." And his jokes were just flat. It was not even like a funny ass thing. His people had better jokes than he did. The funniest part about that is like, bro, you from Philly and you try to say Cat bought the New York Knicks, and the New York Knicks beat the Philadelphia 76ers that night, like 123 to like 85-95. Like, so even in a hypothetical sense, you got your ass whooped by Cat Williams. So it's just Kevin Hart's going to address this. I know he will. He's got to. Here's my problem with this: the Charlemagnes and all these people that are in bed with Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey's and shit like that. The unbiasedness, the biased journalism eventually is going to have to stop. I know it's hard to get back to an equal place where you have to speak on certain situations and certain topics that you don't want to because you are cool with these people or you are in bed with these people with the money. Charlamagne the guy, I think, was trying to defend, Kevin Hart on a Brilliant Idiots podcast, and he tried to defend him also on the Breakfast Club. And people don't understand that Charlamagne the guy and Kevin Hart literally have like an audiobook series that they team up with, and so I can't listen to you because you're in bed with the nigga. Like, as much as you used to say I'm unbiased, I can talk to anybody. You're not unbiased. You are biased. You know damn well that if this is true about Kevin Hart, then your money is gone. Your deal is fucked. So you're gonna try everything in your power to pretend that Kevin Hart is an upstanding citizen and he's good. He's a good person. Now I'm not saying Kevin Hart isn't, but at the same time, for somebody like Kevin Hart that literally went out his way to trash Cat Williams like he did a couple years ago, and for Kevin Hart to have like 2 or 3 DUIs, he has been in 2 or 3 scandals since then. And Cat Williams is out here living his life, man, like it's golden, like it's just like it's golden, man. What's up with that? Another person that Cat Williams did also shoot shots at was Tiffany Haddish. And Tiffany Haddish, I guess she was bothered that day. She sent some shot about him, and it didn't really land. And she was at a comedy club and said something about him. Try to list off her accomplishments or some shit. Um, but then today she I think she tweeted out Instagram that Cat Williams has a drug addiction, which is the funniest shit in the world because you are the one that just had 2 DUI cases have to be thrown out. Like, come on, bro. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, this is the thing about the situation that with Cat Williams. The fallout of this situation is making people have to address shit. Now, I've seen people say, yeah, they're addressing it, but they ain't saying the man is a liar. Why would they? Why would they? I don't think that Cat unloaded the clip like everybody think he did. If you go watch that interview, there's a certain point in the interview where he's like, I would pay people for the information that they have on all these people. Come and tell me all this shit that they do. He said this. So I think this nigga know more shit about them than they know about them goddamn selves. So they are treading lightly. They're not stupid. They're not gonna go full nuclear on this man because he probably does know a lot of shit about them. But my thing with this, and if this is true, that Kevin Hart's ex-wife is touring with Cat Williams, for some people that is like a crazy nuclear bomb. That's you know top tier, you know crazy. I think it's kind of weird. Like, yeah, I know you. I don't know. I know you don't like Kevin Hart, but goddamn, bro, like that's a little. That's one thing I don't play with. I don't play with like you know ex-wives and children, mothers and shit. That's you hit a different level of crazy. That's a different level because you can't tell somebody how to react after that. That is just a different level of crazy. But it's something else I've been seeing a lot, and this is something that I really actually wanted to address, which is some people have come out and said Aaron Spears is one that said he didn't like how this is going, and Cat Williams he doesn't like how Cat Williams went out of his way to destroy these black men in power and all these black people in power, and he's like, oh, that's fucked up, and that's here's the thing, man, and this is like I said, it's a deeper conversation I think we need to have in our community, and that is why do we pretend like we can't have these conversations in public? Cat Williams gets on a public forum. He didn't go to CNN. He didn't go to MSNBC. He didn't go to Fox News like somebody else. I have said numerous times that don't give a fuck about us. We only do this shit to people that's in power. If this is some random ass nigga on social media, we don't wouldn't give a fuck. But because it's Kevin Hart, because it's Steve Harvey, Tiffany Haddish, Cedric, like the people that are in power, they have the money, they can make the calls. We always do this. And this is why people like Diddy and Kanye and you know, for lack of a better term, like Diddy, Kanye, shit like that. Like this is why people and here's the thing, our community has always heard stories about Diddy. We protect Kanye knowing damn well he does not have our best interests at heart. But because he's black, we act like, he's the only one that gets to say it, so we gotta protect this person. No, the fuck we don't. No, the fuck we don't. We don't have to protect shit. Is it bad that Cat used that platform to go off? And here's again, like I said, he didn't say it on CNN. He didn't say it on MSNBC. He didn't say it somewhere else. Which, by the way, he's been saying this shit, but he had a bigger platform now. He went on Shannon Sharp's show, one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history, a black man. Now, Shannon has said since the episode has come out, I didn't know if I should have cut him off or had like a little bit more of a. And the fact of the matter is, this is why I feel like this conversation needs to be had because we do this to ourselves. We say this shit so much like we need to keep our shit in house. This is between black people. We should not be, you know, saying all this shit in front of all of the white people. But if we would actually address the shit in house in our community, none of this shit would get to this point. We know some of these motherfuckers be willing and dealing behind a fucking table. We know all this shit. We ain't crazy. But the fact of the matter is, we do this shit to ourselves, man. We protect the wrong fucking people. I've said this a long time ago. We protect the wrong fucking people in our community. We really fucking do. And I get it because we think that there's never going to be another person like that look like us in power. But everybody that's defending Kevin Hart or Steve Harvey, anybody like that, man, can they defend their fucking selves? And I'm not saying go joke for joke. I'm actually saying like go sit down and address this shit. Because you going joke for joke with Cat Williams is not gonna work for you. Cat Williams is way funnier than all of you niggas. So he could easily win the battle by going joke for joke. But for Kevin Hart and all these other people, they need absolutely to sit down, have a real interview, and address what this man has said. Because if you don't, then you will never get in front of this. This will never be something you could just walk away from. This is not something that you just, because now people believe it. And yes, I had a comment today from someone and said, you know, what he said, Kevin Hart is too big for this, and he should just let it go. It would have been great if that was the truth. If he never, well, Kendrick Perkins started it, but he continued to go on with it. But here's the thing: when you was on a Breakfast Club a couple years ago, you could have easily ignored that question from Charlamagne the God. You could have easily ignored it when he asked you about Cat Williams, because I think he was going at Tiffany Haddish at the time in the press. And you could have ignored that conversation and said, "Listen, bro, I love love what Cat has done in his career, but to be honest with you, man, if I address him, that's showing people that I actually give a fuck about him." He could have left it as that. I have nothing to say to Cat Williams. Let him have his time and let him go everywhere and do it. I would have let that be that, and I would be like, "Yo, shout out to Kevin Hart for doing that because that's some real shit." Again, like I said, when Cat didn't have the platform, that big enough platform, it didn't affect Kevin. This is affecting them people. This hurts them in the eyes of certain people. Yeah, the media is going to try to deflect it and try to make it seem like that it's just somebody that's jealous and bitter and hating on Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey and Cedric Den. But this isn't about the media because we all know now the media. I don't want to say fake news, but the media knows how to deflect shit, and they know also when it's time to actually address shit. We all know this shit. We're not stupid. We don't live under a fucking rock. We know how this works. The problem with that is they can't deflect this because this is not the media that's winning this. That's continuing. That's moving this story along continuously and making you have to now address it. It's not the media. It's social media that is fucking you up. It is the people that ain't in the news that get paid to ignore stories and bury shit. These are everyday Americans just walking around 9 to 5, being at the damn job, being like, "Hey man, you saw Cat Williams' interview? Man, that shit was crazy. You saw that shit?" It's that, and you're going to have to address that because you're losing people. And here's the thing: if you already didn't like Kevin Hart, then this was nothing new. You already just got the confirmation to continue to say, "Man, fuck that nigga." But if you are a Kevin Hart fan and you hear this and you're a diehard, you're gonna love him regardless. But if you're in the middle, if you fuck with Kevin, you fuck with Cat, then you're like, "Damn, Kevin, you just gonna let this nigga talk shit to go crazy on you, bro, and you ain't even gonna say shit?" This is the problem with a fallout. And like I said, I don't like the we shouldn't address our black problems in front of the world shit. My thing is this, man. If we would address more shit in our community and stop trying to hide it and act like when it becomes a public thing, then we want to act like, "Oh, nah, we can't have that in front of the public." Cat Williams has been saying this shit for years. For Bro, I've been pulling up clips since that fucking interview from 2014, 2017. Like I'm finding old clips of Cat Williams in different interviews, and he's saying this shit. What the fuck are y'all talking about? The only difference is, like I've been saying, is that he had a bigger platform. That is it. He's been saying this shit for years. And if we would have addressed it then this shit wouldn't be so massive now. But the fact that we continue to protect people and not put shit on the table and speak on it, and I'm not saying we got to make it public, but to sit here and say we should not address these things in front of, you know, any other race because it makes us look crazy. No, it doesn't. It don't make me look crazy. I love my people, but we gotta stop that shit. like immediately. We gotta stop that shit. We really gotta stop that shit. Because it gets to the point where we start protecting these motherfuckers just because they're in power or just because they got some money. I don't want to be one of them. I don't want to protect motherfuckers just because you got some money. No, if you've been fucking over my race, like perfect example, like I said, Diddy. Yes, the shit that is going on with Diddy, we've always heard those stories. But more importantly, this nigga will sell himself and say, I love my people, I love my black people. But then you have tons of artists, your artists, black artists, that have literally said, this nigga signed me to this contract and I can't get paid for this shit. I have never received the money from this nigga. But yet he sells my music and act like he fucks with me. Cause that's what we do. We protecting Diddy from shit like that. We've had people, I've seen people be like, well, they signed a deal. They should know better. You would not be saying that shit if that was a white man doing that to a black man. Would you? So why is it different? Because it's our people? We can't do that. We can't do it. If it's wrong for one side, it's wrong for all. Fuck that bullshit, man. Same thing with this. What Cat is saying is not something that you should just brush under the table as a society and for our community. We need answers, Kevin, Steve. We need answers. We don't need you to try to use the media to keep your name hot. We need answers because this would actually make us realize, hold on, wait a minute. These niggas, I wouldn't say sold their soul, but they damn sure did something to get to the point where they are at, the place that they're at. He was calling these motherfuckers, you know, what? Uh, what do you say? Shortcut takers, and bro, that's a lot of shit. The Cat Williams said in that interview that was just not just dissing them. He was saying pretty accurate shit about y'all, and y'all just gonna play it off like nothing's happened. All right, all right. Which moves me to the Golden Globes. Golden Globes happened this past week, Sunday night. I was dipping in and out, watching the Bills Dolphins game, and also this. Um, Joe Coy was the host, comedian Joe Coy. I've watched Joe Coy. I've seen Joe Coy since I was a kid. Comic View, when he was on Comic View, I've always, seen Joe Coy as a comedian. So to see him host an award show is kind of crazy. I'm like, damn, this nigga hosting the Golden Globes? That's fucking nuts. This nigga was on Comic View when I was a kid. What the fuck? The Golden Globes sucked. And that's just me being honest. It sucked. Um, it's like the best damn thing that came out the Golden Globes is what they're trying to, talk about with, Selena and Taylor and Kylie. Like that's the best thing that's probably happened out the whole fucking award show. That whole award show has Hollywood is nosedive, man. Award shows have sucked since um since the pandemic ended. Shit, some people say even before the pandemic. Um, but yeah, the Golden Globes suck, man. Some of the jokes Joe was saying, if this is before the pandemic or before what's coming out the next couple of months, didn't have them so fucking tight. Um, Maybe they would laugh more. But the Golden Globes sucked. Oppenheimer took home a lot of awards. The Barbie movie won, uh, which was one of the strangest fucking new categories of all time. I've never seen um, a particular award just predicated for movies that are blockbusters at award shows. Like I've never seen that shit. They literally just created a whole new award show just to give it to the Barbie movie because they could not find an award show for. That's some weird shit, bro. I've never seen that before in my life. Um, which moves into where I think Hollywood is having a hard time right now. What is the Jeffrey Epstein list? And that is the new thing right now, right? Jeffrey Epstein. Who is actually on the list and who the fuck is not? And I think that's why Hollywood is getting a little bit tight because I think a lot of Hollywood is on this list. I think a lot of these motherfuckers are on that list. So I can understand if you're getting tight because of that. Because this is a very impactful situation. Just like I said, don't ignore the Cat Williams shit. Don't ignore this. This is a very impactful situation. I don't really talk about this a lot on this because the list hasn't fully come out yet. And I think when it finally does come out, then I will have to address and talk about it a little bit more. But it looks like a lot of Hollywood is going to probably be on this list. Allegedly, a lot of Hollywood is going to probably be on this list. I would not be surprised if a lot of Hollywood is on this list because a lot of, like I said, a lot of you motherfuckers do shady dealings a lot of times. A lot of people are fucked up in the head in Hollywood. You think what Cat Williams just said about them niggas just is that's one that is literally 5 to 10 people over thousands that probably have done crazy shit to get to where they at in their careers. Like absurd shit to get to where they at in their careers. So being on the Jeff Epstein list would not surprise me. It wouldn't fucking surprise me, man. Which leads to my fourth topic, right? And that is Aaron Rodgers versus Jimmy Kimmel. They're beefing over this fucking list, which makes it even funnier. Um, so Aaron Rodgers, I guess he was on Pat McAfee show on ESPN, and he called out Jimmy Kimmel and said he's gonna be on I bet he's on the Jeff Epstein list and that Jeffrey Epstein list, which created Jimmy Kimmel. Now, me personally, I never watched Jimmy Kimmel's late night show. Jimmy Kimmel, I watched Jimmy Kimmel when I was a kid when he was doing NFL Pick'em on Fox, and then he ended up with the show on ABC and has been there for years. Jimmy Kimmel is not funny to me. I don't think he's funny at all. I don't see the quality in him. He's not funny. He's not funny. I think he tries to be like David Letterman, but it falls flat. He's not funny to me. Um, I saw the monologue last night going at Aaron Rodgers. Here's my thing, man. Aaron Rodgers should stop worrying about who on the Jeffrey Epstein list and trying to act like he's some courageous hero and worry about your fucking career. You are damn near out of the league after next season. I can definitely see you coming next year and retiring after that. You need to worry about your fucking career, dude. Like, this is ridiculous. Do I care about this beef? Fuck no. I do not care. I don't care about Jimmy Kimmel or Aaron Rodgers. This is the funniest shit I've seen to start out 2024. And I just watched Cat Williams rip a bunch of fucking people in Hollywood. This is the funniest shit. I do not care about Jimmy Kimmel or Aaron fucking Rodgers beefing. I can care less. But everybody must know that the beef is going around because this is the last story I want to talk about, and that is the Color Purple fiasco. Now, Taraji P. Henson stars in the Color Purple. Taraji P. Henson has been, you know, I'll say, well, yes, very vocal about not getting paid, not getting paid for her time um, for doing the color purple. I think it was a report saying she said literally that she had to drive her own car to the set, rental car, some shit. Um, yeah. And Oprah had to kind of like defend herself. And here's my thing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I don't trust Oprah. I think Oprah has done some shady shit in her career. I'm speaking for me. I'm not trying to, I'm not. I personally think Oprah's done some shady shit in her career. There is no way in hell you get to that point to have that much power as a black woman and you don't know certain secrets or people don't know secrets about you. That is crazy. To have the power she has in Hollywood and nobody says anything bad about her. Well, kind of, but never to the point where it's like that. To see Taraji P Henson cry about getting paid the way she's getting paid as an actress is crazy, man. It's even more fucked up when Oprah Winfrey is the executive producer of The Color Purple, and you can't even get a billionaire can't pay the people on the set. And I know what y'all gonna say. Well, Brandon, that's the studio's decision. The studio has to, but Oprah should know that these people are not getting paid 1 cent over what they should possibly get paid for this shit. Taraji P. Henson has been an Oscar-nominated actress. She's been one of the greatest. She's been one of the best actresses in the last 15, 20 years. So you're telling me this woman cannot get any money for this shit? Some people may enjoy the ride. And they might be happy just to be attached to the movie. But somebody like a Taraji P. Henson, who probably was one of the leading veteran actresses or actors on this movie, to not get any money is fucking ridiculous. That is crazy. And like I said, I don't trust Oprah. Something's up with her. I don't trust her. Never will. Um, yeah, I don't trust Oprah. I don't trust her. Like, it's some about it. Like I just don't trust that damn woman. Mm-mm. Something about her. I don't trust her. And as I've gotten older, I'm realizing a lot of people that I used to watch when I was a kid, and it goes into a lot of this shit tonight. A lot of people when I watched when I was a kid, like I said, we protect the wrong people. I don't know if that many people that protect Oprah in our community like that. Maybe some black women, but I don't think a lot of people protect Oprah like they protect like these men in power in the black community. 2024, like Cat Williams said, is clarity. And I think we're gonna get a lot more clarity as this year continues because I can see a lot of people getting their comeuppance this year. I think by the end of 2024, we're gonna see a lot of changing, and this is just the beginning. Like I said, I'm Brandon Janu. This is Point of View Random Shit. Peace.